For more than 40 years, Voyager 2 has wandered into the dark, into the uncharted ocean of space beyond the final planets. It was launched as a brief visitor, a mission of moments, not lifetimes, meant to glance at the giants of our solar system, and disappear into history. Voyager 2 endured. Its path curved beyond Saturn, past Uranus, past Neptune, the first and only human creation to visit all four outer giants. And then? It kept going. Out past the familiar, into the realm of deep silence, where the sun is just another distant star. Out where the solar wind fades into nothing, and the stars breathe freely. There, at the edge of everything we know, Voyager 2 heard something unexpected. A whisper? A ripple in the dark. Not silence, but storm. Not peace, but pressure. Not a boundary, but a battlefield. Because the edge of the solar system is not a line. It is a clash. A place where the fire of our star meets the chill breath of the galaxy beyond. A frontier of plasma, pressure, and ancient memory. The sun's protective bubble, the heliosphere, once thought to fade gently into space, ends with a shock. A sudden, violent threshold known as the heliopause. Here, Voyager 2 found something strange. Something no one predicted. The magnetic field did not turn. It did not shift as it crossed from solar space into the galactic medium. It remained steady, unchanging, as if no border had been crossed at all. But a border was crossed. The solar wind fell silent. The cosmic rays surged. And yet, the field stayed the same. Voyager 1 saw it, 2 years before, from a different direction. Two separate paths. One shared anomaly. The same magnetic field on both sides of the heliopause. As if the boundary between the sun and the galaxy had been blurred. As if our solar bubble had been pierced by something older than light. And that wasn't all. Voyager 2 crossed into interstellar space at the same distance as Voyager 1, 120 astronomical units from the sun. Despite solar cycles. Despite changing conditions. Despite the chaos of the helio sheath. This was not expected. The solar system should breathe, expand and contract with the rhythm of our star. But it didn't. The edge held still. As if frozen by something we do not yet understand. The helio sheath, the solar wind's final breath, was not smooth. It was wild. Churning with magnetic turbulence. A sea of twisted plasma. Great magnetic bubbles, vast as planets, roiled and collided. The edge was not quiet. It was alive. And Voyager 2 sailed through it. An ancient ark, drifting through magnetic storms. Its sensors recorded waves and radiation we had never seen. Fields that bent and snapped like thunder in the void. A chaos too vast for our models to predict. A reminder that the sun does not drift alone. It is surrounded. Shaped. Wounded by the history of the galaxy around it. Some now believe the heliosphere is haunted by memory, by remnants of ancient, stellar explosions. The ghosts of long-dead stars press against our bubble from the outside. Their magnetic fields entangle with ours. Their power reshapes the edge. We thought we lived in a neat, closed system. But Voyager 2 proved otherwise. Our solar system is not isolated. It is stitched into that data, cold and silent, is not just numbers. It is not mere code. It is not noise. It is a language, carved in radiation, spoken in the hush of stars. It is the echo of battles fought in space. Unseen wars between solar winds and cosmic tides. A collision of invisible forces that shape the architecture of the void. Clashes of pressure and magnetism, light and shadow, silence and storm. These are not metaphors. They are the physics of ancient chaos, still unfolding in the dark. Voyager 2 has become our ambassador to the unknown. A fragile artifact, built by human hands, now drifting in inhuman silence. A lone messenger beyond the reach of our sun's breath. Beyond warmth. Beyond protection. Into a wilderness untouched, since the beginning of time. And it carries more than instruments. It carries intention. Curiosity. A sliver of Earth's soul, bottled and launched into eternity. It carries questions. Not just scientific inquiries, but philosophical tremors. Deep questions that pull at the edge of understanding. Unsettling questions. Questions we may not be ready to answer. Questions whispered through magnetic fields that should not behave the way they do. Why does the magnetic field not shift beyond the edge? Why does it remain perfectly aligned, as though obeying a silent symmetry? What hand shapes the currents out there, where our physics begins to break? Why does the boundary remain still when the sun itself pulses and breathes? Why is the frontier of our solar system not waving like a flag, but frozen like a sculpture? Why does the galaxy feel so close, when it should be vast and distant? As if we were never truly alone in the dark, only unaware. Some say it is a flaw in our models. That we are simply wrong. That we must recalculate. A mistake in our maps of the cosmic wind. Perhaps we misunderstood the solar tide, the heliosphere's breath. Others sense something deeper. A pattern. A presence. Not life, but structure. Something ancient. Something that predates even the sun's birth. Something watching. Not with eyes, but with laws. A surveillance built into the scaffolding of space itself. Because what Voyager 2 found does not just challenge physics. It disrupts comfort. It unsettles our assumptions. It bends the frame around what we thought was the edge. It challenges perspective. It whispers, you never saw the edge at all, only the veil. We once believed the solar system was a bubble in calm waters. A gentle sphere drifting through a quiet sea of stars. Now, we see the ocean beyond is anything but calm. It is turbulent. It is layered. It is haunted. It is a current of forgotten violence. Of collisions, eruptions, and fields that remember. Of memory encoded in plasma and field. The universe does not forget. It stores its scars in space itself. Every star that died near us left a fingerprint. A ripple in the dark. A flare in the archive of the cosmos. Every supernova left a scar. Invisible to the eye, but not to the instruments. Wounds in the electromagnetic skeleton of space. And now those scars reach us. Stretching through time, whispering across the light years. Invisible, but undeniable. Written in data. Etched in signals. Whispered in the tone of a machine long thought gone. Voyager 2 has crossed into that realm. A borderland? Neither solar nor galactic. A ghost zone between known and unknown. A place where space becomes history. Where light is not just travel, but testimony. Where silence becomes memory. A hush filled with meaning, not emptiness.